Hi, I'm Nick, co-founder and CTO at Propexo. In this video, we're going to go over how to think about writing to our API. We treat things a little bit differently than what you might normally be used to, and it is really important that you understand how you should think about writing data through the Propexo API. In this example, I'm going to be creating a resident. And you can see here we've got a base payload. This happens to be a rent manager integration that we're demoing this on. And for rent manager, this is the minimum amount of information that they need. So you can see here, we're going to send through this payload now. And you see we immediately get a 200 success response back with this job ID. And I'm going to copy this job ID. You can see below we return sort of the full resident payload with any values that we know about. All these happen to be null, so they are null. And I'm going to pop over here to our write request endpoint and just paste in the job ID and hit send. And so what you'll see here is even though in this previous example, we got an immediate 200 OK with some response data back, in this write request payload that takes the job ID, you'll see that the actual status it's showing as pending. So what this means is we've created a request in our system, we call it a job, to go and attempt to send this data to the PMS API. And now we're simply waiting on that response to happen. So you can do this, you can think about this in one of two ways. You could just poll this endpoint and wait for the write status to change to know if it was a success or failure. Or you could subscribe to webhooks with Propexo, and we would tell you if the write status fails or succeeds. So I'm going to go ahead and for now, for the purposes of this video, we're just going to pull this endpoint. And you can see here that we got a success and the created record ID back. So what the created record ID means is this is, since we were creating a resident for this particular use case, this is the resident ID inside Propexo. So you could now go query this specific resident in Propexo and get the full payload. Actually, let's go ahead and do that real quick here. I'm just going to create a new. There we go, and let's go ahead and send this request. And so now you can see that we have requested this resident, and here is all of the resident data that we have available. Very minimal right now because we didn't give it much to begin with, but you can see that this is now available in Propexo to query. Okay, well that wraps up this video. Stay tuned for the next video where I'm going to show you how to view a write request that fails and what that means. Thanks.